Well, we will be recording today, so if you um, not here, I guess you'll be able to get a copy of it later. Let me start. Like to first introduce myself. My name's David Wolf, and I'm the founder of Just Solutions. I've been in the IT industry, dating myself, but I've been around for a while. Not much I haven't seen or worked on. Um, so if you're not familiar with me, Just Solutions was started in 1997. I've been in business 28 years. We have customers all over Western New York and out of state now as well. We've made some acquisitions over the years, as you can see listed, as well as been a Rochester Top 100 company 4 times on the list, and pretty proud of our history. Great team of people here covering everything that touches your network. So let's just talk about that. That's my sales pitch. So let's move on. Here's today's agenda. Uh, Talk about AI is not coming, it's here. And we're going to get into the cost, um, what vendors do you use, talk about your data, and practical use cases. This is not going to be technical. Uh, I'm trying to make this a entry level presentation to everybody to get everyone on the same page and give you lots of ideas about it. What we aren't going to be doing is we are not going to be discussing the good versus evil of social impact of AI. We're not going to be talking about jobs, job replacement, creation, um, the evil side of it of hackers and cybersecurity and attackers using it. And we're not going to get into uh, the massive data centers they're building and the costs and the environmentals. None of that. We're not talking politics. We're not talking hardware. We're not talking any of that. So you can leave those questions to open forums. Want to give you a background. Not much. I'm not. Uh, AI has been around for the longest time. Some of you have seen it in lots of movies. They've always talked about it. Whether it's robots, whether it's HAL, the computer, and 2000 Space Odyssey. Uh, we've been talking about it for a really long time. Machine learning became a bigger thing. If you think about uh, what happened in Jeopardy versus IBM Watson. That was machine learning and deep learning, where they built the IBM Watson to compete with human participants. You've seen chess playing against masters, computers playing chess against masters. Um, Very, very specific tasks, very high level programming to do that, create that. Something done at a supercomputer mainframe level, completely different than what's happening today. What's evolved with generative AI is a completely different type of uh, look and feel to working with uh, AI and AI development. So this is probably coming on fast and furious. The adoption rate for ChatGPT was, in a few days to 100 million users compared to I don't know how many years for Facebook or Twitter or any of those to get to 100 million users. So the growth is exponential in AI. Uh, Unbelievable amount of adoption, and it's moving very, very fast. So I felt it's important to get people grounded, understand where we're at. And this presentation, if you're watching it a year from now, will probably be completely out of date, and the numbers will be way different. But let's just look at what's happening right now in the infrastructure investments. Love them, hate them, whatever. Trump's announced 500 billion of AI infrastructure investment in the U.S. That's just government. Alphabet, 75 billion. Facebook, 65 billion. Microsoft, 80 billion. I was just at a conference, and Microsoft said they are spending $222 million a day on AI. Amazon going to spend 100 billion on AI. Just read an article yesterday about IBM spending $150 billion building their quantum computing facilities and data centers here in the US to build quantum computers to drive AI and AI adoption. Obviously, IBM is one of the original companies with Watson. And you might say, well, how did something like Chat GPT come along and knock them off the king of the hill? Well, because it was called OpenAI. It was a consortium, a nonprofit. The goal was all these companies invested in it. Microsoft and others all invested into creating an open AI platform, which basically made the technology available to all. And then there's lots of generations and versions of that being developed. But the difference was Watson being proprietary, OpenAI being an open architecture. So enough of that. As you can see, with the amount of money being put into this, this is going to be prevalent in everything we do. There's no stopping this. The genie is out of the bottle. I'm going to try something I've never done before. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'd like to try to poll the audience. So you have to go up here via the web, or you can text your answers. Let me get the screen up there right. Sorry about the formatting. Again, this is new, something I experimenting with, and I'll tell you how I generate it. But if you go to poll, I'd like you to answer the question A, B, C, or D. Are you already using AI? And yes or no. And then if you are, how regularly are you using it? I thought it'd be interesting to see what people are doing with AI. So let's kind of see what the results are here. It's cutting off on the screen, which is a bummer. So can I expand this? Oh, there we go. Letting people vote. I know this is different, but this is kind of cool. This is a real-time thing that I found using AI. We'll talk about that too. So a lot of people aren't using it yet. Some are. Let me go to the last slide, which I don't want to close it yet. Some people might still be trying to use the texting or the website. So there's the website again. And let me just go to the next slide and see if we got some final tallies. Well, we'll leave it at that. So majority of you are not using AI yet. So where do you want to start? There are lots of vendors doing AI. Where should you start? I think you should start with these guys. ChatGPT, Microsoft's Copilot, Gemini. They really are kind of the first to market and really have some free accounts you can be using and things of that sort. We'll talk about it. But I wanted to kind of give you a flavor of what's different about them. ChatGPT, which is kind of the go-to one that everyone talks about, isn't super current on current events. Like you can't ask it about news that happened today. Gemini, on the other hand, which is Google, is way more up to date in current events and real-time searching of Google, right? Now, ChatGPT is adding search features as well, but it's literally a different model in terms of how they're building and learning and working on it. But you'll find ChatGPT to be the most universal use. You'll find Copilot to be really good use for you if you are a Microsoft 365 user. And what I mean by that is Copilot is built into all the Microsoft 365 suite. So then you can get help in assisting in how to do things in Word, Excel, improve your writing, improve your spreadsheets, do things that really you would, where do you go to get that help? peer support, coworker, maybe your IT help desk. Well, with Copilot inside of Microsoft, it really can guide you through doing anything. If you're having a question about how to do um, pivot tables or anything different, or having it help you build charts or any of that sort, you can do that with Copilot. We'll talk way more about that. But vendors, let's talk about the costs. So they all have free versions. Um, and Microsoft as well has Copilot Chat, which is free. OpenAI has a free, Google has free, and these are not the only ones. Let me just mention that everyone's getting into this, but I picked the three top ones from use out there, and then there's paid versions with the monthly costs. We'll talk a little bit about whether or not the uh, uh, cost is worth it. Personally, I think it pays back in huge dividends in productivity. Uh, let's talk about this. First thing is, if you if you aren't dabbling in it, fire up a free version and use it, and we'll talk about safety and security on it as well. Um, as you get more comfortable with it, you may want to switch over to a paid version because some of the advanced features and security that comes along with it. We'll talk about that as well. So uh, I don't know if you're seeing all the ads I am, but everyone's pushing these AI computers, these new AI PCs, and I thought it'd be worth touching on what's the big deal about these new computers they want me to spend lots of money on. Uh, what they have in them is not just your standard Intel or AMD processor. They actually have a couple additional chips in there. They will have potentially an NPU, neural processing unit. Uh, they will also have potentially a GPU, graphics processing unit. All of these things make the system uh, perform faster when doing, say, graphics rendering or transcribing voice to text or any of the advanced features that are available in AI. This just helps your computer run quicker. So it's built in. It's not something you have to turn on or off. If your machine has an NPU or GPU, then Copilot and the other tools, ChatGPT and things of that sort, will take advantage of them when it's creating something for you or doing its searching. Um, is it worth spending the extra money for it? If for the typical user, I would say no. If you are going to be maybe developing AI type of tools and things that we'll talk about a little bit, then sure, an AI PC would make a lot of sense if you're going to be creating some things of that sort. Let's talk about data protection. Uh, the biggest complaint about ChatGPT initially, by the way, ChatGPT, just to give you an idea of how quickly it's evolving, they've revised their uh, user agreement policies, terms and conditions 11 times in the past year and a half, 2 years. 11 times they've made revisions to it because people read it, they get worried about it. They're saying, wait a minute, you're using what I'm loading into your into the chat, you're using my information to learn from it and build your learning model. And it's like, whoa, I don't want my data shared with you. If I'm sharing my information, then you're sharing it with a competitor. Some really weird stuff there. So a lot of people concerned about that. So there's actually prompts inside of ChatGPT to say, which I think is good. They've turned it off by default, so you're not automatically sharing your information. Microsoft built theirs right from the get-go as not to be used to train the foundation model. So basically, what am I trying to say here is that your information isn't being shared and stored into the Microsoft's uh, large language model, their system, to be used to answer questions for other people. So your information and the things that you share aren't turning around and being used and learned by Microsoft's Copilot. ChatGPT was guilty of this initially, and then that got into trouble with copyright information, trademarks, all kinds of other things, and they completely had to change that. Now, what you're seeing from all of them is the ability on the paid versions to have complete isolation. Microsoft does it even with the free versions, but you have the prompts to go in and make sure it's turned off. And I highly recommend you do that. We have a great document we're going to share with everybody on today's webinar on how to secure your AI. So we'll share that document and send it out to everyone. But we made a nice PDF on all of the steps you should take for making your experience with AI more secure and safe. So uh, I'm happy to say that the defaults now is to protect your information. I wouldn't necessarily understand why you would want to open it up and share that, but with them, I think keeping it internal to your environment is the right thing to do. What is the concern that most people have? Uh, this is the big thing. These two things are huge. Lack of protection. Organizations have AI. They don't know if they can control it and mitigate the risks of the data and where the leakage is. Where's the data? Who's got access to it? How are they protecting it? Who's using the AI? Have you ever heard the term shadow IT? Shadow IT is people in your organization, in your company, doing things that the IT department doesn't know about it. Maybe they install a game on their PC they shouldn't have. Maybe they're downloading programs they shouldn't, which can cause security breaches for ransomware or things of that sort. So the shadow IT is people trying to do things themselves. AI is one of those things. If people can just go to a website and type in information and share that with an AI engine, what's happening to information? If you can upload a file from your computer into chat and Gemini and have it analyze it for you, does that file contain confidential information, copyrighted information, uh, things that you don't want to share with anyone else? That's kind of the concern. So uh, early adopters have been very vocal about this, and this has really been a big issue. I will say that Microsoft being built for business um, has really worked hard at putting security and governance inside a Copilot. So that means an IT department, if you are thinking of using any kind of AI, starting with Copilot is probably the right thing to do. And I say that because of what they've done in terms of uh, retaining logs, controlling retention, the deletion of data, the searching, exporting capability, all the sensitive data in your company can be labeled and prevented from any kind of exfiltration. They've really built a lot into Microsoft's security for and around Copilot. Uh, Microsoft Copilot for Security is a separate special program that can help you actually analyze your security of your environment. But they've done a really good job for that. Now, what's happening with the other companies is they're adding these features as well um, in their paid versions. So if you really are going to do anything for a business, you should really need to be on a paid version. Don't use the free accounts is my recommendation. How do you get started? Since over 60% of you said you're not using it yet, I think the best thing to do is start. Start with your own free personal account and use it for all kinds of interesting things. You planning a vacation, it can give you suggestions, tips of places to go. You can give it ideas of where you'd like to go or what you want to do or things you'd like to do, and it can come up with cool ideas for that. It can do a lot of different things. I'm going to get into them, but start with a personal account um, and start experimenting with it and learning the chat prompts, which we'll be talking about. Follow our guidelines for security. We're going to share that PDF document with everybody on today's webinar. We'll also be posting it on social for you. And learning the chat prompts. a lot of people don't understand why is it called chat. It's because you're talking to the computer. You're typing in a window as if you're chatting with another person, but it's a computer. And when you're chatting with it, you're telling it what you want, and then it's responding. And so it's a conversation. And so you can be creative and inquisitive. So when you don't understand something, you can ask for more. You can say, dive deeper, tell me more, make this, I don't understand this word. You can ask it anything and it's going to have a conversation. It also learns as it's going with your conversation, not learning where it's putting into the model, but it learns your personal information. It can learn about your business. You can teach it about your business and things of that sort. And you can save that information locally. So when you're preparing emails or letters or proposals or anything, it can already have that information retained in your account. So then it can take advantage of that when you're working on something. And I'll give you some great examples of that, real examples. So let's talk about chat prompts because that's kind of the first thing you need to learn is how do you talk to this? How do you talk to this chat? So the first thing you do is you need to be clear and specific. You could, if you want to be really vague and grandiose, you could say, "What's the meaning of life?" and it will come back and give you something. Or you can be pretty specific, like I'm looking at purchasing a car and it's going to cost this much money and I'm going to finance over this. What am I going to pay in interest at this rate? It will come back and it will answer that for you. Should I lease or should I buy? You can give it the specs and we'll tell you what the benefits are, the pros and cons. It's really been good about not being biased. What I mean by that, it's not going to be the sales guy from the car dealership telling you which way to go. It's going to be this learned engine that's going to come back and really try to give you objective response on whether it's to lease or buy. And then it will also advise you to check with your tax professional and that type of thing. But it really is amazing what you can tell it. You give it relative information or background. You can actually upload documents, PDFs, spreadsheets, pictures. They have a new feature now that where it can analyze pictures. Give it a tone. I'd like this to be professional. I'd like to make this humorous. I'd like to make this funny. Or can you give me a response like a pirate would say it? I mean, you can do really kind of crazy things like that. What format of output you want? I'd like it to be 200 words. I'd like it to be concise. I'd like this to be 1,000 words. I'd like to have a table or a graphic, something. You can be very specific to it. It is a chat. So as you're working with it, you can refine it. You can say, well, I don't like this layout. Can you try a different layout? Can you show me it this way? Or um, you were, uh, too wordy, make it less wordy. You could actually tell the chat prompt those kinds of things. So what are the key elements of uh, the chat prompt? The chat prompt really is made up of these pieces. It's the persona. It's this personal business. Uh, who's it for? What's the context of it? Is there a task that you want it to complete? Um, and I'll show you things that I did with it as well. Give me an example. You can actually load examples. What format you want it back in, and then also tone. Um, if you're the type of person that has a problem writing emails and you don't want to sound condescending or snarky, or you want to make it sound more professional, maybe your English isn't your first language, you can actually have all those things assisted with your prompt. Um, the task and content are mandatory. The persona and examples are important but not crucial. They help you narrow and tune it into exactly what you want. Let me give you some examples and use cases. And these are real life examples that people are doing every day, helping them improve their work, their workflow in business. Human resources, reviewing policies in your policy handbook, writing a new one, dealing with COVID issues, and dealing with any kind of personnel issues. You can literally get help. This is almost like an HR consultant on tap for you. Uh, this is the concern that, and why I didn't want to get into the politics about jobs or whatever, is because anything that is referenceable, law, accounting, things that are guided by very well, clear, defined rules, process, math, anything of that sort that is pretty much repeatable, consistent. Uh, AI does a phenomenal job with it. It literally can help you review a current policy or say, well, what about addressing this situation, that situation? It helps you respond to questions from employees professionally, taking out tone or bias. So you're not saying something that's inappropriate that's going to get you in more trouble or make things worse. You can use it for writing job descriptions. They're building AI into Indeed and ZipRecruiter to help you write job descriptions. Again, they're using AI inside their application to help you do those job descriptions and job ads. Those are just some of the examples you could do with human resources. Sales and marketing is amazing. Prospecting. I have this customer in this industry or this SIC code or this demographic, and I'd like to find more. Can you give me a list of companies that are similar to this company? Can you give me a list of their competitors? Can you give me um, background on this company? I'm going on a sales call XYZ. Tell me what's happening with this company in the news today. Uh, you can feed it all kinds of information like that and get a tremendous amount of results back. Uh, you can have it help you with copywriting. If you're not good at writing uh, your brochures or marketing letters, it will help you. We used it once to multiple times, but with email campaigns, you can say, I'd like to make an email campaign and I'd like to have a series of 3 letters introducing my company to a prospect. It can do that. You can take an RFP that's sent to you. You can upload it into the chat. You can upload the PDF of the RFP and say, help me respond to this and help me answer these questions. Um, you can actually ask you for creative suggestions, logo creation. I was helping a client. I just played around with it. I said, I have a company in this industry. This is what they do. This is their name. Can you generate some logos for them? And it came up with a half a dozen really cool little logos for that customer that they could turn around and use. Um, so again, your creativity and how you use it, whatever your job function is, you can take advantage of it. Let's just continue and I'll show you even more ideas. Customer service. How do you respond to an irate customer? And diffuse the situation. This helps. It actually takes what they're saying and will digest it down to you and tell you exactly what's real issue here. The customer may be saying a lot of colorful things in their complaint, but you could actually use chat to help you uh, come up with a nice uh, response that's not confrontational, not defensive. You can use keywords like that. You say, I'd like a response that's not defensive. I want to help the client solve the problem. What do I do? AI is being built into phone systems now. A lot of the new cloud systems are monitoring calls and emails coming into customer service and helping with temperament uh, analysis. Coming back, is this customer upset? Is this call not being handled well? Is the customer service rep, telling the customer the wrong things? Um, so AI is really helping as well in customer service, as well as they're really talking about a lot of AI answering agents. I have always not enjoyed when I call one of those call centers and it's, you know, you hear the beep, 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 beep as you tell it your prompts or whatever. They're making this AI agents way beyond that. Now it's getting to the point where you can't even necessarily tell you're talking to a non-human operator, and it's doing a fantastic job. It's also transcribing the call and routing them to the right person the first time. So there's a lot coming there that, again, um, I can't, I'm not going to talk about job displacement, but when you're talking about your company being more efficient and being able to handle more business and not necessarily have to add people as you grow, AI is going to assist in that. Accounting. People say, what's going to happen to accountants? TurboTax are using AI into their TurboTax. Their interview questions as they walk through it, they're analyzing it. They're building AI into that. That's just one example of one company take advantage of it. But you can use AI to help you analyze numbers, ask and answer accounting questions. You can even ask it questions like, what should I ask my accountant? And I've done that. So when you're working with uh, I'll even say legal, same kind of thing. But maybe you want to help you do a comparison with leasing, buying, owning, renting, uh, doing an ROI, return on investment analysis, helping you come up with objective ideas and review your books and produce reports and dashboards. It's amazing what you can generate from AI. So don't get behind in the learning curve by not dabbling with it today. You really should. But this is why the data governance becomes important. If you're going to start putting information in your system, um, you're going to have to think about what you're sharing and where that data is going. One of the most common things it's already been being used is in technical support and software development. AI is being used to write code, to debug code, to create documentation of code, to create manuals from programs, technical support, researching issues. You can make your level one techs or help desk people or your customer service people that much better in helping solve a problem by it's listening to the call and the customer saying, hey, I'm having a problem with my microwave. I'm having a problem with my car. I've got this noise in my car. Think about the benefit of helping troubleshoot and help a client over the phone using AI that's actually listening on the call from a customer service standpoint, but also looking at it from a technical support standpoint. So uh, getting self-support. Very interesting what can happen in terms of creating client instructions, making videos, trainings, helping you with writing SOPs. All these things I'm talking about, we've been using a lot of it here at Just Solutions. So let's talk about some advanced use or advanced cases for AI. This will is happening as we speak. Companies are putting millions of dollars into this. They're building their own agents, and I'll talk about what an agent is. I don't want to be presumptuous, so I will explain what an agent is in a minute. Um, Agents for customer service, collecting data, helping with decision making. These chat bots that you hear about, and trying to make when you do contact a company to get help quicker and answers and find things quicker. Some people hate them, but when you're really trying to offer services to customer, uh, you have to really kind of consider the audience. There's different makeups of the audience. So a younger generation might be very comfortable talking to a chat box, where a senior generation may not want to and may want to talk to the human person. So, how you service your clients um, will also help what you do with in terms of these agents. Corporate knowledge and databases, building it internally, having your information internal. If you do product design and development and you have different scientists and engineers, people working on projects, how much island of information do you have or how much knowledge is being shared amongst the researchers? We Universities have been doing this for years where they're sharing knowledge. Well, just think about now internal to a company that you can be sharing the history and knowledge. You design products, you solve problems for customers. Now a customer comes along, has a new problem. You can use AI to look at the work that you've done in the past and make recommendations and suggestions on how to solve that problem today. You can use it to respond for RFPs I've talked about. You can use it for learning your own customer service and solving problems, learning how you solved problems before and solving them today. And then the big thing you'll see more is application programming interfaces, APIs, where, and I'll have some examples down the road, but your ERP system, your accounting system will actually have more AI built into it and be smarter and help you find mistakes in billing, have your bills come in directly to an AI portal through email, gets scanned and filed and organized electronically. They're building into AI into document scanning and storage now and retrieval. So now the documents come in, and it's not just going to be you know, the converted to text. It's actually going to get fully indexed and searchable and AI built into it. So when you're looking for something, it will be able to find it anywhere from an email, a fax, a document, anything that came in. The amount of integration coming along is amazing. And also AI is being used in all kinds of cybersecurity tools today to keep up as well. Let's talk about what an agent is. Um, an agent is a specific program to do a specific task. It's going to be something behind the scenes. You're going to be talking to it through the chat window, human interface, human conversation, but the bot will go out and do a particular task. And that agent could be um, helping you with reviewing the call sentiment on a voice call. It could be helping research a problem. It could be helping do workflow for a company. This is where you're going to see tons of development, and it's going to almost be like the app library at Google or the Apple Store, where you can go find apps for anything. There's literally going to be AI agents for everything. Um, and you're going to see a lot of these AI capability being written right into our mobile apps. You're seeing it already. We already run into it when um, you know Google answers us or Bing answers us with different things and comes back with suggestions and things of that sort. You're seeing AI response now in Google when you're doing searches. That's Gemini doing its thing and coming back and giving you an AI perspective on things. So agents are something that you will use, and potentially you might create them if you're a developer or IT department and you might want to create something specific for your business, your own agent. Uh, what we work at is dealing with a Copilot. I just use Copilot as an example here to show you that you're interfacing Copilot. Copilot Studio lets you build agents yourself, but that's only one tool. There's a lot of different products and tools out there. Here's just a quick summary of like I'm not going to say the top five, but I thought a common five. So here's a lot of different tools out there to help you build agents. Glide is a no-code approach to building agents. IBM Watson, one of the originals. You can get a free account and you can get training and learn how to build agents. Google has theirs. Amazon Salesforce has their Einstein. If you're a Salesforce user, again, trying to see what your people are, your Salesforce is using, the tools, and kind of delving into your database there and taking specific features out of Salesforce. But that's like a software specific agent that they're building. Again, lots of different products out there. There is no right or wrong. You're going to just see more and more coming along in terms of agents. I think that's where a lot's going to be happening very rapidly. Why do I say agents are the big thing? Is because the learning models, the Chat GPTs, the Einsteins, the Gemini, the Watsons, those are the large language model systems that we're using, that we're utilizing, but they're massive. They take millions and billions of dollars to build out and to develop. Your agents are going to be the tools that leverage that model. Um, so that's the difference. Is agents are something you will probably have more involvement with, and you'll see them built into a lot of applications. And even Copilot is using this same technology as OpenAI. That was the whole logic behind building OpenAI. So a lot of information. Let's kind of like take a little step back and review this. Um, AI is here. It's not to be ignored. You should be starting to use it daily. Um, every time you have a question about something, anytime you're trying to write something, research something, develop something, AI can help. It can clean up your emails. It can make them more professional. You have to proofread whatever it generates. You can't assume anything that AI generates is 100%. I am seeing resumes from kids thinking, ChatGPT is going to build this resume, but they don't go and edit it. And it says, someone applies for a sales job. I've improved our company's market share by XX% year over year. I'm like, did you, why didn't you edit the percentage? ChatGPT doesn't know the percentage, but you told it, give me a list of things that I can promote about myself, and you didn't edit it. So you will catch people doing stuff like that, and you will find mistakes made. It is a tool. Just because you give someone a hammer doesn't mean they can build a house. So I'd like you to be aware that if you're not proofreading it and reviewing it, um, and questioning the results. The good news is, because of copyright laws and other things, the AI models are coming back and giving you their references and their sources. So you can check sources and validate sources. Are you really getting something that is fake news, or is it legitimate? That's part of the process that you have to go through in terms of getting yourself understanding it. So using it in business, absolutely. Evaluating different AI vendors and offerings, try them out. Ensure you're protecting your data. Make sure you're turning on the privacy. You're turning on, um, uh, history deletion and things of that sort inside the A tools. Know where the data is being stored. Are you doing work where it has to be U.S. based? Does that you want to contain to just your offices, your server, your computers? Um, there's lots of practical use cases across every industry. I don't care what business you're in or what department you're in. AI is going to change everybody's work model. You need to be the driver and the controller of that AI. Don't let AI push you. You want to be driving it and utilizing it. It will make you better at your job. Uh, yes, it will take some of the mundane steps out of things that we deal with. It'll help you sort through email. If you're not attending a meeting, Copilot can give you a nice summary of the meeting. You can tell AI to go, hey, find any meeting where they mentioned me, or find any meeting where they mentioned this problem, whatever. It can go through and search all kinds of information and bring it back to you. So how you utilize it is really wide open. And when you have a question, ask the AI chatbot, the chat engine. Explore it further. There's no reason why you can't be using this today. I would say that this will become so prevalent in everything that we do, that you want to actually understand this. And it does not have to be technical. The good news is, anytime you have something technical you need answers with, um, your chat, your AI is going to help you answer those questions. So I'm going to try to answer some questions as well, and I'm going to turn on the Q&A window. And while I have that up, I'm going to put up my contact information. We will be sending out the PDF on how to be safe and secure in using AI. I really say you take a look at that document. And let's see what we've got in terms of any Q&A here. Uh, Anonymous attendees concerned about the increased carbon footprint. Absolutely. That's why I said I didn't want to get into politics. Um, who is, oh, Microsoft is building in Georgia. Just to give you an example, I'm not saying good or bad, but they're building the largest data set in the world. It's over 6 million square feet. So how much is that on the carbon footprint? I have no clue. How much water it's going to use? A tremendous amount. This is one of those things where um, our inept Congress will have a really hard time keeping up with the technology. When they're sitting there writing a law, or deciding how they want to control something, it will have gone past them already. So I don't have the answer on that. I do know that uh, AI is going to be used to help uh, determine ways to solve climate change. They're using AI models and the learning models to help figure out how to do things better and more efficiently. So it's kind of a problem there. But yeah, I didn't want to get into the politics of it, but AI data centers are huge. They're massive. They take a tremendous amount of energy. Yes, they're trying to use green energy, solar. They're trying to use wind. They're trying to use water, but they're firing up coal plants as well. So, I don't have the answer there. Yes, companies need to have policies for AI usage. You need to make sure that shadow IT is not happening. Um, in your work. That's why the Copilot governance is a really great tool. Also, using the paid versions of like ChatGPT's Teams allows you to control that as well. Um, so your IT department should get ahead of this, not behind us. You are going to find people using it, so you better manage it and put the policies in place. It's no different than anything. It's no different than the policies you had to put in place when cell phones became rampant. When work from home became a thing. You have to adapt and definitely come up with new policies. Um, ChatGPT will help you with it, but they are out there to use, and you should be applying them. Uh, there is a lot of training for AI. It's a tremendous amount. You cannot uh, anything you want to learn, you can find training on. That's what I've been doing. I've been learning Python, which is coding uh, for building AI models and AI agents. There's training on that. There's training on any of these tools I mentioned. They all are doing a lot of training, and you literally can ask the chat. You can ask Copilot for help. Um, that survey I just cobbled together, I said to Copilot, "Hey, I want to build a polling inside my presentation," and it told me exactly. Well, here's the different products you could use for that, and then it told you how to do it and how to insert it. So I know it wasn't beautiful, it wasn't polished, but I was able to do it in 5 minutes using AI and Copilot to give me advice. Some of the graphics I created, some of the slides I created, I rendered those inside a ChatGPT. I said, "Hey, I'd like to make this into a nice graphic," and it went and created a graphic for me. Kind of because I wanted to test out my AI computer and see what it could do. Uh, we are absolutely helping people and their companies secure their use of AI. We want to make sure that where the data is stored, we want to make sure how it's being utilized. We want the data to stay local and controlled inside the company. But the reality is, if you aren't using it, you're missing out on opportunity. If you think about business problems you've had in the past, uh, figuring out material handling, figuring out sizing, doing calculations, anything that you have to do with, you can ask these AI models and you can get help with. Figuring out the usage. You're going to see a lot of AI come into any industry you're in. If you're in, it's not just doctors and lawyers and accountants. It's going to be anything in manufacturing, construction, ways to be more efficient, ways to get more um, capacity, ways to get more cuttings out of a piece of wood or metal, you name it. You literally um, there's nothing that you couldn't really apply to AI at this point. Um, you'll see more and more development. It's very rapidly growing, and I joke, but you'll use AI to help you keep up with AI, meaning you'll use Gemini to search and find it. So what you search for today might be different than when you search for tomorrow. And I have a great time. I kind of do get lost in the searching and the learning, but the training and the amount of information out there is phenomenal. And just to give you some use cases, we have used it to help us with RFP responses. We use it for helping with our HR policies. I've used it for all kinds of financial analysis for stuff I do for the business. It's really been tremendous boost in productivity for us. I think that my marketing team uses it effectively. I think my service team is learning how to take advantage of it. We have a lot of different systems that information is in. We are now working at taking that and creating our own agent to dig through our previous service tickets, our technical information from our vendors, and problem solve quicker and faster for our clients. So we see the use of it, and I can help you, any business, come up with um, different uh, uses in your business. And again, governance is important. Setting your policies in place is important. Controlling people um, uh, right from the get-go from a business is important, because if the settings aren't set right, then they are sharing your information, which you don't want. So that is an example of data leaving your business, that is not necessarily what you want. Uh, there are so many AI chat prompts that typically, based on which chat you're using, you can ask it for its recommendations, suggestions on chat. You can say, what's the best prompts to use? What are some examples? Um, I have found that the more I feed it, the better I get, and the better I can drill it down. So I will take uh, PDFs and load them into the chat window, and I build projects inside chat. What you don't realize is I'm not sharing it with the learning model, but I'm saving it internally, and then I can go back and continue the conversation. So let me give you an example, which I thought was really cool. I got a lead in. So I said to chat, hey, I've got this lead. I'd like to send a nice friendly response telling them to follow up. It tells me how to answer it. Then I work on my proposal. I have ChatGPT review it. I said, here's a proposal I did. Um, any suggestions and improvements to it, and it can help me. Then I get a response from the customer. I can feed that back to ChatGPT and say, hey, how do I answer these questions? That type of thing. It's amazing what you can do with these tools and the help you can get. It really does make you more efficient in your use of time. If you're not a great wordsmith, if you're not a great speller at your grammar, it's a great tool to help you with all that. Whether it's Copilot in Word or using any of these tools, really fantastic. You're doing research, you're doing marketing research, sales, prospecting, you name it. I can't. Every day I'm finding new uses for it. Um, your own performance. How is your writing? Uh, I think that a lot of people don't write well, don't know how to um, say things maybe professionally or appropriately, and this will clean that up for you. This really does help you um, uh, take out tone, take out, uh, you know, it really is. I don't know how to say it other than it helps you be politically correct. Um, and I'm not saying woke, but it helps you be politically correct. So you don't respond to an employee and sound like a jerk. You can answer people in a nice professional way, and I think that's really it's really a way to improve yourself and improve what you do. Having it check your own work, reviewing, giving you ideas. Um, Even in PowerPoint, they are building AI into it where it gives you suggested designs and suggestions. Oh my, the the different places that you're seeing AI built into tools um, is showing up everywhere. Even in your chat or in your texting with people, you're seeing your Android phone and your Apple phone giving you suggestions and trying to give you ideas of how to respond to things. So really fascinating stuff. I hope you enjoyed today's webinar. We will have this posted on our website. Your We'll send out an email follow up with a link to the presentation so you can share it with other people, and we'll include the PDF document. So whether you attend it or not, you can come back and watch it later. And I hope you got something out of it today. I will tell you, go and experiment and have fun, be creative, and you'll be amazed, as I am, of how quickly this is evolving and developing. But thank you for today. Thank you for joining me this morning, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.